Hi everybody. So today I'm going to start out with just making a quickie little collage, and then we are going to add some mark making in the form of stitching. You don't have to be a sewing wizard to make this work. I definitely am not, but it's a nice way to add a little bit of dimension and emphasis in a mixed media piece. So I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch me cutting and gluing, and then I will come back and we will add some stitching to this collage. All right, so here's a little 5" by 5" collage that I've created on 140-pound watercolor paper, and I'm going to add some stitching just to emphasize some things and add a little bit of interest to the collage itself. So I'm going to use some black embroidery floss. I have my needle threaded already, or we might be here for hours as I try to get the thread through the needle. And I have an awl. So if you've got something that's kind of a pointy object, it's easiest if we go ahead and we pre-punch our holes when we're sewing into an already created collage. So figure out where your stitches are going to go, and I'm poking into a book or a piece of cardboard or something like that. That way I can go all the way through the collage, but I'm not damaging my work surface. So I'm just going to make some holes for my stitching. Then when I'm stitching, I am not having to force the needle. I've already got the holes. I already have figured out where my lines are going to go, my lines of stitching. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just going to add a few little lines of stitching to add a little emphasis to my clown. And that's probably enough. So you can see my holes on the back, and I'm going to start from the back. Pull my needle through, and I'm going to leave a little tail on the back. I'm going to tack that down with a little bit of washi tape. So that it's out of the way. And so when you're stitching into paper, you don't want it to be left, your stitches to be loose, but you also don't want to pull it too tight because that can rip your paper. So I'm just going through my little holes here, keeping the thread taut. Having those holes pre-punched really makes things a whole lot easier. You know exactly where you're going and what your plan is. And like I said, the stitching it's a form of mark making, or mark making with thread. And that's it. That's all I'm doing with this guy. I'm going to pull that taut and put another piece of washi tape on the back to secure my thread, keeping it nice and taut. And then I can go ahead and I can trim the rest of the thread there. So, wow, I've just, emphasized my clown with 3 simple little stitches. I'm going to show you one other little thing. If you don't have a needle and thread, or you don't want to do that, simple hole punch, and I'm going to, let me see, punch right through the whole collage. And I'm going to take something like this twine or yarn or string or anything like that would work. So I'm just going to cut a small piece of this out. Don't even need a needle. I'm going to run it through my holes. Starting and ending on the back, and again I'm going to use some washi tape to hold those ends down. Nobody's going to see the back, right? And then I'm just going to trim the rest of that twine off. And easy peasy, we have added texture and line to our little mixed media collage.